There are two different phrases that are probably the hardest phrases to say a lot of times. Both of them take a lot of thinking, both of them take a lot of bravery, both of them might mean taking a risk in some way. The first phrase that's not always easy is saying I'm sorry. Because when you say I'm sorry, chances are you do feel like you might be right. You don't want to be the one that's inferior. And it's hard to be the one that comes across as more vulnerable, not knowing if the other person will accept that or believe it, or if it'll leave you feeling even worse. The other phrase that's not so easy is to say, I forgive you. It means letting go. It means giving up the chance that maybe they'll keep making more effort to make amends, or give you that much more compassion, or try that much harder to prove themselves to make you forgive them. It's just sort of giving in a way that might be hard when you still hurt. But in both of those cases, we realize that there's a lot to gain. It lessens our load. It lessens the weight of those actions or reactions or people that are taking up space in our hearts and minds. It says in Mishlei, Ha'aser Ka'as Melibecha, by removing anger from our heart, Ha'aser Ra, we actually remove negativity, Mibsarecha, from our flesh. We remove the physical impact that hard feelings create, and we all know that it affects us in so many ways, so severely sometimes. But still, it's not easy. How could we make it easier? Because so much healing comes from apologizing and from offering forgiveness. So I guess to make it easier, think of when you hear those words from others. Yes, you're afraid of all of the repercussions and the weakness and the perceptions that you might not be comfortable with, that you think go along with being sorry or forgiving. But the truth is, when someone else apologizes to you, chances are you think that that person becomes greater and more impressive in your eyes. They might have seemed more vulnerable, but that only makes them more real and more relevant and relatable to you in a way that you think of them even more highly. I'll bet we agree if we think of others that have extended that I'm sorry to us. I think that as great as my father, Alav Shalom, was, and as many wonderful things he did, I remember the times that he apologized to me even more than the times that he did things right. That really wowed me and made me realize his humility and his thinking and his greatness all at once. And the times that people say, I forgive you to us, as much as we're afraid that that would put us in a lower standing and it would make us that much weaker in a way and have less of our expectations fulfilled, but it's just the opposite. Someone who forgives me, I probably would want to try to connect to them and please them and be there for them in an even bigger way, because they would show that they are people that are worthy of relationships and see the bigger picture, and we would trust them all the more. And if we need one more tool or a mindset to help us, what do we all need most in life when it comes to being in Hashem, in God's good graces? We all need second chances. None of us gets it right all the time. We need a second chance, a fresh start every single day, at the start of every year, at the start of every month, at the start of every transition. We could never make it if we had all the old stuff held over our heads or against us or weighing on us with trepidation. So we all need to know that our sorries are accepted and forgiveness is granted to us. So what better way of getting it than to give it? Here's to healing.